If your friends are still in the lunch area, you could actually request and join us here. Because now we are getting into a very interesting zone, a space that a lot of people are investing, a lot of people are looking forward to. So before we start, I would request our volunteers to kind of help us divert all the people who have had their lunch to please come and join us in the main hall, please. Who do we have in this room? Students, put your hands up. Right, I like students who put both their hands up. Nice. Lovely. So this segment is interesting because this is going to be all about entrepreneurship. It's going to be about the CREST program, which already has a seed fund from Kanvalekhi. So it's all there. Now it is about seeing what is it that we are able to learn. How do we take an idea to a stage from where people are able to trust you and put to all the students or first-time entrepreneurs who believe that they have a fantastic idea. Between your idea and how we implement, there is this huge journey. And what we are doing here is to have a discussion around that with people who have been there, done that, so that we understand how do we get there. Okay, I still remember when I came to Hyderabad for the first time, I had to go to Dilshuk Nagar and I was lost. I only had a destination, I didn't know how to go there. But now if I have to go, I have multiple options. I know the route, I know the landscape, I can make the decisions that I want to make. So for students and first-time entrepreneurs, the next 45 minutes is going to be very important because here is when we will be talking about what are the different ways in which you can go from point A to the point B, where your idea, the light of day. So that is the journey for the next 45 minutes. Okay. So all the students, wherever you are, I think now is the time you need to run in because the panelists that we're going to be having for the next panel, they are pretty much your same generation. But what they have managed to achieve is mind-boggling, okay? So, I still remember somebody saying that, tell me who you are, but now there is a slight deviation. You tell me who your mentors are, and I'll tell you who you are. So that's the stage at which we are. So requesting everybody to quickly come closer to the stage, occupy your seats so that we start this session as soon as possible. I know post-lunch sessions are difficult, okay? Correct? Right. It's so scary when the audience also acknowledges, yeah, it is difficult. I thought you would say, no, it's okay, we are energetic. But he said, yeah, it is very difficult. Thank you so much. But the energy that is needed as an entrepreneur, because every day it's like an entrepreneur is a hunter. Every day you need to go hunt and eat. You're not a salaried employee where money comes into your account every month. As an entrepreneur, you need to go out, hunt and eat day in, day out. So the kind of energy that is needed to sustain this madness is next level. And I know people in this room have that kind of energy. So all the students, at the count of 3, 2, 1, can you make some noise? Right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I love the... Okay, I love the discipline. I'm so happy that the students are not shouting, but at least when somebody requests you to shout, you should shout. Okay? All the students out there at the count of 3, 2, 1. Not bad. Right? 1 is not a good number. 3 is a charm. So let's go for the second time now. Everybody at the count of 3, 2, 1. Sounds like music. And this time, not just the students, I want everybody present here. Okay, not just shout, but put your hands up in the air, because I know that's one way to kill your sleep after a good meal. Okay, everybody present in this hall, you need to shout and put your hands up in the air at the count of 3, 2, 1. That sounds like music. So now let's proceed with this whole agenda. 1 hour or so, where the focus is going to be on entrepreneurship and how do we bridge the gap between where we are and building a successful firm. So, can I invite Parth Reddy? Parth, where are you, Parth? There he is, right? From Basar, He's very quickly going to be talking about his journey from being a student to becoming an entrepreneur. Okay. As I told, development dialogue covers the entire spectrum. People who have been there, done that, and now supporting people. Two students who have just stepped out to become entrepreneurs. Big round of applause for Parth Reddy.
Thanks. A very good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Sriparth Reddy. I am from RGKT Triple IT Basar, and this is my third time attending Development Dialogue 2 here. Firstly, I would like to thank people who have supported me to stand up here. So, yeah. I'm currently pursuing my BTech second year, and I'm a Triple E student. So let me start with my story. Firstly, I didn't have this kind of mindset of being an entrepreneur or start a big company to be part of it, taking leads all the time and working as a team. As any other traditional student, I was always thinking of job because that's what our society likes, right? Yeah, so I was of the same kind of student. Till 12th, I didn't have any much knowledge of this entrepreneurship term. This term, entrepreneurship, was introduced when I was in 12th, IID coordinator who is sitting over there. So that's how I got introduced to these things. Till 12th, I was a normal student who was very good at electron and two things together to make some project. But it was still project itself. I never took it to the marketing level or never went into R&D, making things optimized. But soon after that, I was very much interested into UAVs, which you call as unidentified aerial vehicles. So they caught quite a lot of attention of mine. So I wanted to try those things myself rather than seeing a drone flying in any convention. I wanted to try those things on myself. So I saved 5 months of my pocket money or so when I was in 12th standard. And I got my equipment. My father was very supportive. So with the help of him, he being a launcher, I was being a test pilot. We failed actually. We failed for first 4-5 attempts. We couldn't have any drone or aeroplane fly in the air for the first 5 attempts. It was over 6 months of time. Because I only make these things when I go home, but my campus is a hostel combined one. I don't get any time because firstly I didn't even have a workspace, and second thing, money was always a constraint because being a student and I'm not from a wealthy family, so I have to look for all those things. But my Telugu HOD, Department of Telugu, his name Ramulu sir, who was very keen and kind to everyone. So I approached him. I said, sir, I am Sriparth Reddy. I make things fly basically, and I pay. So I need to store my items. These are very costly. Can we get any help from campus? So he said, why go to administration? I'll give my cabin itself. He granted me a cabin, and it's been with me since 2 years. He didn't even ask his keys back. That's how, as I was going in depth with this drones and UAV technology, there was lots of things coming up. As I was digging down, deeper and deeper, there are many technologies that are coming up. So I wanted to test them all just because of my curiosity. Till then, I didn't have any idea of starting a company. But I didn't have money. But my as IID coordinator, who is Rakesh Reddy sir, he gave me contact to one school where I conducted a workshop and got some funding for myself. I didn't went to anyone. I didn't even. I just said, sir, this. I want some money to fund myself and start growing something. So he gave me contact. I went there. I gave a workshop for 2 weeks, and they paid me 35,000 rupees, which was very good for my first start, because uh, it was like my first paycheck and a single rupee in my life before that. But all I got is because of my sir. With that money, I bought some more equipment to improvise these UAVs. Firstly, they were manual. Secondly, I made it to go autonomous, meaning that my UAV here, it will easily reach my campus, which is 30 kilometers away, in a single go, and it will come back without any human interference. All I need to do is just a single launch. It was very developed by me, and I was looking for military technology which was there, because all of these things, if I go into deeper and deeper, they're getting more hobby kind of thing. But I wanted to make military graded UAV systems. I need very sophisticated systems. For these drones which are being used by military, I found that most of them are imported, and few of there were indigenous drones which lacked features which I will think of if I was the first supposed to buy them. So I thought, why not let's make ourselves? Can't we? Again, there will be a constraint of money, but I can manage it with one more workshop, maybe one or two. And it worked, and we have been trying some concepts I don't want to go in more technical kind of way. So we were testing more kind of concepts, and I recruited a team for it, dedicated team. So we have been designing it from past 3 months or so, and we'll be finishing it 13th month from now. So which is 2026 March. That will be true. And the sole, I don't want our India to lag in behind of this UAV technologies. The current warfare is not relied on soldiers mostly. It is mostly relied on drones itself. If someone is trying to hack, they are using optical fiber cables to go in deep trenches to avoid interference from GPS and all, like Wi-Fi. And it is an R&D, right? So it takes lots of time to go. But I wanted to do something else. So what I thought recently was I had marriage. She had marriage. So we had a problem with photographer. The problem was they couldn't deliver this album in time. They were in the studio for literally a month. So I thought, why? What's the problem? We asked them. They said the problem is not from our side. It is problem from this printing station. Why is that? I went deeper and deeper and got to know that there are few loopholes which are there, which is making this process of post event processes are getting very inefficient by the time. So, I got an invitation to participate in Crest Yuva program, where I participated for 2 days, 36 hours straight. And we were working like a together team. I got a feeling of working in an IIT, all from being in triple IT, because it was first time my campus conducted a hackathon like that. We never had a permission to move around from hostels, but we people were together there, and it was such a nice initiative from my campus, which we didn't expect. And after that, our team is called Capture. We received a grant of 15,000 rupees from Crust, this UA program. We were in third position, which again helped me to go in depth with this field of photography and printing market. I just optimized the things, and I also thank Ibadullah sir for optimizing my solution and way of approach to solving my problem of reducing this inefficiency in this photography and printing. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Come. Right. So we are waiting for 13 months from today for the launch. And congratulations. Thank you for thinking without boundaries. Okay. He did not think about what if I don't get the money. That's the first thing we tend to think about. So thank you for thinking without boundaries and thinking of creating our indigenous drones where everything is in our control. Yes. Thank you so much. And to felicitate this fabulous thinker, little brain, I would like to invite on stage Damini Mahajan to please come on stage to felicitate Sripath Reddy. Team, music. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Lovely having you here. Now, the minute we talk about innovation, we talk about healthcare, one thing that we end up reading about online is, the minute we talk about healthcare, we end up talking about cancer. Or maybe that's how Google is designed. Anything that you search, it eventually takes you to a page where it says that this could be a symptom of cancer. And our next speaker is somebody who's working towards negating that challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I invite on stage Mr. Shubhendra Singh Thakur, an entrepreneur and innovator at heart, driven by disruptive ideas and a passion for biology. As the founder of Early Sign, he has been focused on making cancer detection easy, affordable, accurate, and endless. Inspired by Jack Ma's philosophy, his mission is to save lives and bring hope through impactful healthcare solutions. So ladies and gentlemen, maybe the early sign, the early detection of cancer, which could save a lot of lives. Presenting Shubhendra Singh Thakur.
Thanks.
Center stage.
Hi guys. Actually, it's been a long journey. Hours from Hyderabad to Nizamabad. I had a flight last night only, so maybe a little tired from it. But let me introduce myself. I'm Shubhendra Singh Thakur, the CEO and founder of Early Sign, which is, I can proudly say that, we're India's first ever biotech company which is working on early detection of cancer, even at stage 0, with just saliva sample. We don't need blood sample, tissue samples. All we need is your 2 to 5 ml of saliva sample, and within 5 to 10 or 15 minutes, we'll let you know that whether you are at risk of cancer or not. And we're just starting from oral cancer. We are pioneering into lung cancer, breast cancer, pancreatic cancer, colorectal cancers, and much more. And in 2022, we're the first Indian company which was actually invited for World Innovation Summit for Health, which happened at Qatar. And later on, we were acknowledged as one of the top innovative companies from Asia Pacific. And today, here we are, like working on something. Our trials are ongoing. Most probably in the coming 3 or 4 months, the trials would be completed and the product would be fully launched. So just imagine, in the next 2 years or something, when you go to a lab or a doctor, or maybe you go for a health checkup plan, and the person or a lab technician asks you that, sir, just give out your saliva sample. And within 20 minutes, I'll let you know whether you are at risk of cancer or not. This is what innovation is. And when we built the company, we always thought, ki, nahi, things should be affordable. Things should be actually something which could be scaled to masses. Because what is the purpose of a solution that doesn't reaches the masses? And this is what happened when we built the company, when we started working on a solution. We thought, okay, let's keep it affordable. Something which could be bought at a price point of 1,500 or 2,000 rupees only. So can you imagine this? Biopsies still cost you 8,000. There are several DNA, RNA based tests which will cost you somewhere around 20,000 or 90,000 or even 1 lakh rupees. And they are not that much accurate. While our test, which is so innovative that within 15-20 minutes will let you know with higher accuracy of 98.4% of specificity and 100% of sensitivity that a person is at risk of cancer. But the story wasn't this. I started it out in 2018. I started the research, and before that I was working on an edutech startup known as Talon. So this whole story or building out this company has been a personal journey for me, because initially I never thought that I'll build space. But when my mother got diagnosed with late stage CKD, the doctors told her that either she has to go for a transplant or dialysis. But then I felt like, what is wrong with the current stand is that we wait to get ill, and once we are ill, we go to a doctor, and then we are like getting diagnosed, getting tests done, then we are going to get the medications and the treatment. What if we get the disease early on? What if we can detect even before it happens? And this is what early sign is all about. And the biggest thing that I have learned around this entire journey is you don't build a successful company just all by yourself. The first thing you need, which is a very important, a good mentor that plays a very crucial role to help you build a company, a good co-founder. Actually, I was discussing in the dining hall only. One of the persons, she was asking me, we have some clarity over the solution I'm building and all that, but that much who or what the co-founder should have, what skills that co-founder should possess. And the thing is, I told her that always remember, being a CEO, your COO or your CSO should be much talented than you are. He should be better than you, he should be intelligent than you, he should be experienced than you. Then only you can run a company. If you are looking for someone who had the same skills as you are not going to build a scalable company. You are just going to build an average company, die in either 3 or 4 years or something. So you have to focus on one thing. You have to have a co-founder who is better than you. You have to have a mentor who has a passion for that problem you're solving. And remember one more core important thing. Start a company or don't start a startup just because you want to do it, because it looks cool or what trendy hai. Don't do that. Only build something for it. You have seen the problem. Because when you work on a startup now, the journey would be like hell lot of hard. It won't be easy. It would be very hard. You're going to cry actually, because there would be times when you don't have money, you won't have support, don't have anything, and you will think about कि okay, अब मैं fail होऊंगा तो लोग बोलेंगे हम तो बोल रहे थे ये startup कर ही नहीं सकता, ये तो just इसका शौक था. तो just ऐसा ना हो, don't worry about what others would think. Just think about what is the core problem you want to solve. Sell a product, that is a core thing. अगर आप product बेचने जाओगे market में, nobody would want to buy it. Sell the story, sell the solution to a problem, then only people would buy it. Because product कोई नहीं खरीदना चाहता, लोग solution खरीदना चाहते हैं. And this is the thing. So the story has been all from 2018, 2019. I went to several investors. I started pitching to dentists and all. Nobody trusted us. And later on, the tables turned. Today, we have the largest oncologist, the well-known oncologist in our panel, Dr. Vishal Rao, oncologist from US, oncologist from Singapore and all. Today, the company is actually a multi-million-dollar company. We have recently raised a pre-series A of 2 mil from a very well-known investor, Kacholia. He is known as the whale of the stock market and a very well-known VC. So just to end this thing, I would like to invite my mother on stage, because she is the source of inspiration for me. And without her, I don't think I would have even started this company or something. So Ma, please. Because unke bina early sign ki kahani adhuri rahegi. And she actually has end-stage renal failure, but still she is completely healthy and fine. It's more a tribute to her that she helped me build this business. She helped me build this company into a successful biotech company from a small city of Nagpur. Thank you.
Congratulations, congratulations, man. Um, Thank you so much. I mean, the conversation has been about entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship has nothing to do with age. You never know. You might come across the fantastic idea very early, and then you're able to put together a solution towards that. To all the power to you. Thank you so much, madam. आप आज आए हमारे साथ, right? और thank you so much. इसको आपने ऐसे बनाया, right? And to felicitate, I would like to invite Manish Jaiswal onto the stage, please. And my biggest takeaway from what Subhendra was talking about is, and I think this is relevant for a lot of people, if you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Okay? So, what he said about finding co founders who are smarter than you, better than you, is something that are able to do that. And thank you so much for sharing. An advocate of longevity and wellness. He actively shares insights on health and innovation. Fabulous, lovely. Insights on health and innovation. Fabulous, lovely having you here. Please. Next up, we have Mr. Vijender Reddy, co-founder and CEO, Drink Prime. Is a co-founder, an IoT-enabled customized water purifier service trusted by over 100,000 users. Holds a master's degree in computer science and automation from IISc Bengaluru. Before founding Drink Prime in 2015, he worked as advanced micro devices AMD, team focusing on next-gen servers. There's a lot of things. 10 most innovative Asia Pacific companies of 2021 and featured in Forbes Asia 100 to watch. We are watching you. Fabulous having you here. Please. And next up, we also have Ms. Damini Mahajan, somebody who's making a lot of dreams come true, because the gap between dreams and reality many a times is the funding that is needed. And she has managed to create that bridge for a lot of students. So please welcome on stage Ms. Damini Mahajan from We Make Scholars. And as a moderator for this panel, we thought, now that we want you to think like student entrepreneurs today, we thought the moderator should also be a student. So let's invite on stage Mr. Lalit Chandra from RGUKT Basar. So he's going to be the moderator for this session. 30 minutes, and let's get the timer on. All yours.
So, production. So I wish. So today we are going to, everything that is related to entrepreneurship while being on campus, specifically on our campus. Like I've got an opportunity to represent our campus, right? So I'm gonna just use this to help you guys, to figure out your entrepreneurial journey from the ones who have already made it. So thank you for having me, Team KS. And so first I would like to begin with a simple basic question, like, fancy terms floating around, startups and ventures and everything. So the first and most basic thing, what I want to know personally is, what is an entrepreneurship? Like, who is an entrepreneur? What is the whole thing, whole buzz about entrepreneurship?
Cool. So thank you guys for having me. It's glad to be here and sharing my thoughts about this. So coming to the question, it's a great question. So I have been thinking about this question. I've been doing entrepreneurship from last 10 years, and I just wanted to understand why am I doing this? What is the joy? What I'm getting it, right? So, but when I go and spoke to so many founders, like Swiggy and everyone, right? Basically, what I realized is entrepreneurship, the people who are trying to become entrepreneurs, it is not for money, not for fame. It is not, I would say, something to show off to the world that I did something. It is basically what came after, and this realization happened to me only when I took the Shabarimalai Mala. I realized that entrepreneurship is actually a way of life, right? When I see these people, right, I mean like co-entrepreneurs with me, the way they think, the way they react to situations, the way they find the opportunities, right? It is completely like you will find that person as a weirdo, right? I mean, when something is very clear to everyone and this guy will be trying to find something different, right? And to be frank, in my college, I was that weirdo. Like when people were trying to say they want to get a job, and I was like, what is this job and all, right? So when I started digging it, I realized it is a way of life driven by passion, right? So what happens is when you see any of the equations which an entrepreneur do, it doesn't make sense, right? Why does someone go crazy, waste 5 years of it, 5 years of your life building something which you don't know? Instead, you better go and do a job, salary and make money, right? When you see an entrepreneur in different lens, not like for everyone, it is you will definitely get a good paying job, and I was also working in a paying job, right? So, but all of a sudden, on one day, I left my job and started going and delivering water cans on my shoulder, right? So I used to go to homes and start delivering cans. Then what happened is my parents were not happy because they were asking ki, what you have learned so much in ISC, and then you're coming and cans and delivering, right? How does it make sense, right? And for that reason, my dad did not speak to me for 2 years, just being angry at me, saying that, why are you doing that, right? But the reason, understand what are the problems in delivering a water can, right? So unless I go and deliver, I will not know. So that is what I would say, the way we see, the people see, the entrepreneurs see the world is absolutely very different from you, which doesn't make sense for a normal person. You'll only realize after 5-6 years or something why he has done it, right? So as Steve Jobs says, dots gets connected only from behind. So this is what it is, right? And it is all driven by passion. So that's my definition of entrepreneurship.
That's a really interesting take, and yeah, that's we could relate to that. And I personally, as an ECE student, you were working at AMD, which is like a dream company for a lot of my friends sitting there right now. So yeah, that is pretty much interesting about what you think entrepreneurship really means. So bring about entrepreneurship, now I've got this question, like is it really possible for anyone to become an entrepreneur? Like, is it really feasible? Can anyone become an entrepreneur? That's my question.
Yeah, I mean, as long as anyone wants to create value, right, anyone can become an entrepreneur, right? Like, people can start from wherever they are, like, and can start with whatever they have, right? So I think just before this, there was a talk where, like, people were talking about breaking boundaries, right? He was thinking fearlessly, the other person who built from here, this land, right? So I think anyone can become entrepreneur as long as he badly wants it to happen, right? So all it requires is like that particular person wanting it badly to happen. So as long as that passion is there and the focus is on creating value, I think anyone can become an entrepreneur, and everyone.
So is it working? Yeah, so my take on that would be, I would disagree. I don't think everyone can become an entrepreneur because I think, coming to his point, I think a lot of people feel it's cool to be an so I think it's about the purpose, or doing it just to have that recognition, or to be cool, or it's fun to run a venture. I think it may not be the right reason. So, but when it comes to skills, and what he said, everyone should try to become an entrepreneur, but the reason should be right, the drive should be right. And about the traits also, right? So when we talk about a founder's profile, right? Most of them you would see they are very, just before that Subhendra wrote, there will be times you will feel like crying. There will be times you will feel like giving up, right? So I think somebody who can, so just yesterday somebody was asking me, did you suffer a lot of losses in COVID? Because we started in 2015. So I said, entrepreneurship is about that you don't shut down when it feels like you should shut down. So I think it's about resilience. It is about you should be able to go through the tough patches, and tough patches, of course, starting is the toughest. I mean, for every student out there, I can tell you, starting is the toughest. When I think about, even though I did it 10 years ago, You know, you won't have money, nobody wants to listen to your idea, you won't have mentors. Because there are people, you know, who would give you advice. People give you more time once you are little proven, right? So nobody really gives you money, nobody gives you time, and like he said, parents stand against you. Negatives, right? Your parents are like, why are you not working? When your friends have got a job, why are you not working? Okay, so the entrepreneur is someone who can stand against those odds and be like, you know, doesn't matter which direction the wind is, be there and, you know, try to do it. So I think if you ask me, can everyone become an entrepreneur? Because you should feel, before you start, you should feel that, okay, am I ready to speak about low phases? A lot of time in the start, it doesn't feel, you know, when you see, read stories, you know, of course, there is a video, it was that, you know, everybody sees that you're sitting in a Ferrari, but nobody asks how you bought that. I mean, what kind of hard work you did to buy that Ferrari, right? So nobody wants to know that. So many of you must be looking at their today's glamorous picture, but then when you see the hard route, you should be thinking hard route today. Be okay with to go through that hard route. Be okay to not make any money for a few years, and have a very, let's say, in terms of lifestyle, or said you lifted cans, right? So you should be okay to do the work. If you're okay, then of course you can be an entrepreneur. Yeah.
Yeah, that is great. That is very interesting, and it makes sense whatever you guys have told me. So, yeah. So the thing is, what I got as of now is we to work towards you know, what we want to see in the world, right? So how do we see that? How do we come up with the initial idea as a student, especially? So how do you think we could you know, come up with that idea? Our first idea, when, you know, we are trying to come up, you know, finish our assignments, we are trying to submit our lab records and everything. But in the middle of all that, how do we come up with an idea that can, you know, blow off the charts and everything?
I mean, if I were a student entrepreneur, right, like this is how I would approach an idea. Like first, I would pick a market which is big enough so that it will allow me to make multiple mistakes, right? Because at least I was not a genius to get it right for the first time. So, and because I chose a health specific domain which is pretty large, it allowed me to make multiple mistakes, but still wherever I am right now. So I think the first focus I would do is pick up a, but still wherever I am right now. So I think the first focus I would do is pick up a big market, and the second one would be also should be a personal connect to the idea, right? Like completely, I don't think I can do something very random thing which I do not have any personal connect to, right? Because the journey, you have to be through the journey for a really, really long time. You should feel for a really, really long time. You should feel for that problem that you're solving at some personal level. So I think I would rate the and one idea appealing to you at a personal level, so that you can sustain the highs and lows for a really long time. So these are the two things that I would look for in an idea.
Yeah. So my take on this is, see, for me, it was always been identifying the inefficiencies which are there in the world. So wherever you are, right, I mean, in any conference or anywhere, like in your day-to-day lives, right, the idea could be just that, how can I make something efficient, which what you have current solution, right? See, once that could be a very good starting point where you would be doing some particular things in your profession or in your work and all, and you find seeing that there could be something better can be done about this, right? So that is a good starting point. The reason being, which I believe is, idea may not matter, it is starting which matters. Once you get into starting things, as you go along, you go deeper into the problems and you start understanding better, right? Once you start off, basically your idea keeps evolving. You go into a direction where you would not be in anywhere alignment with what you started, right? So for me, idea is start off with an inefficiency which you're seeing, and then start from there. Leave about the business, leave about the market size, leave about anything. Think better than whatever currently it is, right? That could be the best place, and then start doing it. And as you are going along, you would be open to all the things what's happening around. Be whether if it needs to be upgraded or it needs to be taken a different direction, right? But end of the point, the most important thing is start somewhere, then automatically into a bigger thing.
So what I would like to add on is, I mean, basically thinking from a student, right? I mean, third year, fourth year. So I think ideas, first thing will not come sitting in a room. So yesterday somebody was telling, I want to quit my job and I want to start up. So I said, okay, what would you do after quitting your job? It's like, I'll sit at my room and I'll think of an idea. I'm like, this is not how you get ideas, right? So ideas are out there. So let's say, see if you're in college, you see around you, you will mostly get the ideas related to student. Let's say when I was there, I got a scholarship, me and Arjun studied with a scholarship for our masters in the UK. So we got an idea that, okay, there is no proper company existing who is helping students with scholarships, right? So let's create a platform. Or if, I mean, if not every day, at least your vacation time. You will get semester breaks 1 month, right? Or 2 months. Or if not, I mean, if not every day, at least your vacation time. You will get semester breaks 1 month, right? Or 2 months after your second semester, right? So those, that is the time when you should actually be out there working in companies to see the problems, because when you go out there in the world, that's when you will see problems. The third thing is about reading. It's very important that, you know, okay, DeepSeek came. You saw the news, okay, you know, one AI software came, right? You read more deeply about it. So anything, you know, not just about that AI software, but about, you know, what sort of companies are working in AI. So like my brother wanted to start, companies are working in AI. So like my brother wanted to start up. So what I told him is, Y Combinator every year funds some companies, right? And they put a brief of every company out there on their website. Just go and read what those companies are doing. See, if you don't read ideas, how are you going to get the ideas? So one thing is around you in student market, in college. Second thing, you work for companies, see ideas there. Third thing is you read on, you know, everybody has access to internet. That's the, you know, blessing, right? Doesn't matter you are in a big city, small city, smallest town, village, everybody has smartphone now and everybody has access to internet. So you can, everybody can read, you know, what companies got funded, which idea got funded, or not just funding is not, you know, reading will give you that information that, okay, this is what I can do. So, yeah.
Okay, so now I've got a brief idea about it. I can say that for sure. And now I would like to, you know, specify my next, you know, query a little bit more. So while being a student, let's suppose it say I've got an idea. So now what's the next step? Like, okay, I've just got an idea, you know, while doing my assignment or something. Now, what do I do next? The immediate step. How do I approach, you know, to that idea? I need, you know, some inputs in this matter.
I think as soon as you get built, that's it. Right? Do not wait for any auspicious day. Do not wait for funding. Do not wait for a great team to come and build along with you. The first thing is like, I'll just repeat myself here. Start wherever you are with whatever you have. And like most of the times we keep trying to become perfect version of whatever we're building, right? And I think especially 70% is good enough. Like focus on shipping the product, whatever the product is, be it software or a physical product, right? Like I think build that first prototype with whatever resources that you have. And right, for example, the IoT that he's built, right? Like I think you can just buy a simple 5,000 Raspberry Pi and then you can start building on it, right? Like a lot of stuff can be done. So
right, so basically a product building or a software building, right? It needs a lot of skills or it needs a lot of stuff to be done, right? Basically, I would say the college is a best place where you have your friends who are, I mean, I would say the whole class is different departments and all, right, who are really good with couple of things, and the best thing is they also don't know that they know things, right? So that is what it is important, right? So when you are in college, you get access to people where if you go to the corporate, they would be costing you a bomb, but a college student's network is such a good place where if I want to build something related to hardware, coming to my example, right? What happened is I am a software guy. I have no idea about how to build an hardware, but I got to build something on this subscription, right? So for me, I figure out who can help me there. I reach to that student, and then I asked him to help me build that, I mean, what do you call in a Raspberry Pi. But the bribing which I had to do is, I had to go and feed pizza every time whenever I wanted his help, right? So I just ordered pizza for him. I made him eat the pizza with me, and I asked him to write the code for me, right? So in that way, there's so many people who are resourceful in your college. Try to get them together. Of course, there is one way that you learn and do, but sometimes it may be a very makes sense for you to learn, right? So figure out a person or someone who's there around, or even professors are the best people who can help you. Build an MVP, which is a minimum viable product, and see whether, test your idea whether this product is making sense, right? So that could be a very good starting point for it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the guidebook, what next to be done, I think the process changes for everyone. So the first thing is, of course, when you got the idea, you have to do a lot of research. You have to read on the internet if somebody is already building it. Is there what is your product's differentiation? If it is a manufacturing, then you have to figure out the where would you set up, what will be the pricing and things like that. If it is software, you have to figure out who will develop it, what is the differentiation, right? So I think the first one thing which I think a lot of people may not agree with me, but maybe girls are more into theory and we are more geeks. So I would go with a business plan canvas, because I think for my journey that really helped me, because all those things like, okay, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, who are your competition. So as an entrepreneur, we just see in one direction and we may not see, okay, what all things we are supposed to figure out. So that whole standard business model canvas, you put in the information and you keep doing it again and again. It gives you some, work for your brain that, okay, I need to figure out this thing. I forgot about this. I forgot about competition. I forgot about researching on this part. So I think that's one thing which probably every student should do. So there is a standard business model canvas available on internet. Take it, start filling it, because every competition also I went as, when I started as a student, many of these entrepreneurship events also asked us to fill those canvases. So I think that's one thing you should do. Second thing is, of course, finding a co-founder. It's very important. Life is a life is a lonely journey, but entrepreneurship is even more lonelier, I would say. So find a co-founder who aligns with you, complementary skills, like Subhendu again mentioned before this. So complementary skills is very important. You are a good, you are a good salesperson. You can go out there and sell it. You need probably the coding guy, right? Or you are a coder. You are more of a back-end guy. You need somebody who can go out there and do the sale, right? So find somebody with more complementary skills. That should be the next thing. Money, I think, should be less of a concern unless you're going into a very heavy, because see, most of the tech businesses, I think, can be built with passion. I mean, if Facebook can be built from a room, a lot of tech companies can be built with your skills from a room at very minimal cost. Everybody, most of them have a laptop. That's all you need, a laptop and an internet connection. So that should be the next thing. And yeah, like he said, come with a minimum viable product, do some sort of testing, figure out who your end customer is. So I mean, I have done a lot of experiments in my own. So I remember the first thing I wanted to do is start a smoothie brand. Okay, so I came back to India, so in the kitchen with a blender. Every kitchen has it. I'll mix mango and pineapple and see what mango and pineapple taste good together or not. Right? And then I'll took it to every apartment in the building. So our building had some 10 apartments. So every 10 apartment asked them how is the color. How is the taste? rating. So wrote down. So I think that's probably how you test your minimum viable product. It can come out of the room, and you can do the experimentation at a very low scale, and that's how you test the market. And once you launch it, then you can of course get that traction and initial interest. So yeah.
That was a lot of information in a short span of time. So yeah, that conversation totally makes sense. Now, so as a student, how do I do, how do I find a market, right? How do I find like, this market has a lot of scope in it? How do I do that? Like even for businesses or entrepreneurship, we need to find a market, right? Market research, market analysis, these are all the terms going on. So how do I find a that needs a lot of work to be done?
Okay, can I go first? Okay. So I think, it's not always about very large market you want to serve, because see, problems are everywhere, and as an entrepreneur, it's not about somewhere where money is. Right? That's not entrepreneurship. Like he said, you don't do it for money. I think at the end of the day, it's about solving a problem. It could be for a very small group of people they are facing some issue and you feel that, okay, I can solve it. Small group, not 100 people, but let's say 10,000 people in a village has some issue and you go out and it's a problem in itself. So I don't think the perception should be to find a very large market which is investable, which investors would be very interested in. I think that's probably not entrepreneurship. But so I think it brings back to us on our second question, that how do you find the idea, right? So idea and the problems, wherever you see a problem, solve it. It is not very large market, you solve it in 2 years, reach the threshold, find new idea, right? So once you kind of get that in your DNA, so then you won't stop, you will probably find another idea, another problem to solve it. So you have any points on that? Yeah.
So like look for a large market. So don't get confused if all three of us are talking about three different things, okay? Especially the students. That is because each of us come with our own baggages and experience, right? And all routes are good as long as they help you reach to your goal. So figure out what works for you. Don't listen to any three of us. Figure out by yourselves, right? And figure out what
market, idea, everything, right? So see, again, I am a live example where I've never thought about like water could be a market, right? Like which is drinking water. So it's again coming back to for me, it's again coming back to my same answer where I found an inefficiency, I found some problem and started digging into it, right? So it's all matters to start this all things, right? The playbook of what is the idea, what is the valuation, what is this all things, right? I think when you are starting up, you shouldn't think so much about all these things. You just start, as Damni was mentioning also, right? You start, you solve it. If you see that it's saturated, go on to a next idea, and that's how it should be, right? So don't keep too much thinking and putting processes in place, putting everything in, right? It's all about get in and then see if you can do something better for the next person you have, right? So that way, right? If you consider a quick commerce, how did it start? This happening one day, then they said that why can't I deliver it in 30 minutes? So like that, the things happen around you and they start and they figure it out where, and then now see it's equal to, I would say, competing with an e-commerce, right? Quick commerce, what people are talking about. So it's all identifying, starting somewhere, and then you will get into a point where these all you'll able to see in front of you and can make sense for you, right? So but the most important thing is start and then be on it what you are trying to do and try to affect couple of people around you, their lives, right? Whomever, end of the day should be happy and should be able to pay for what he's giving, right? I mean, again, pay is also a secondary thing, but it should be useful. But is someone ready to use what you're building, right? So start coming from there, and slowly you will figure it out, all the other rest of the things.
That was great, getting different perspectives on the same topic, and it really gives a big picture of how to approach entrepreneurship as a student, especially. So now I'd like to open the mic for the audience to if guys, come on, if you've got any questions, this is your time, and yeah, we're up for Q&A now.
It's okay if you're shy to ask in front of the crowd. We'll be hanging out over there after the session, so you can come to us one-on-one also. Okay?
So you want questions? Yeah. You want questions? Yeah, there are questions coming your way. Don't worry. You want questions from the audience?
From the students.
From the students. You were very specific.
Yeah.
Students, any questions? Yeah, please. Yeah, absolutely. All of us are students on both sides of the stage.
So you're asking about quitting your job and going full-time into
No.
entrepreneurship, or quit the... Okay.
You start an
Okay.
idea and then it's not working, and then
Okay.
you...
Okay. You
At
want-
what time do you pull the plug?
Okay, so I think, once you have tested the market for long enough, now long enough depends on, what the product is. Let's say if, you are in the water business, I think the, 3-4 months, right? You test it, and if it is not working out, you know that it's not working out. If you're in a niche software, which, you have limited clients globally, and, it's a very expensive product. So I think that long, because sometimes the first customer may not exactly be the right customer, and you have to go to a variety of people, right? So testing the idea, taking the feedback. If people are saying, no, it's a shitty product, don't do it, right? Then maybe go to some more people, because maybe those people were nonsense. Go to some more people if they also said, no, it's a bad product. And then you figure out that are people willing to pay. I think that's the most important about, because at the end of the day, somebody should be willing to pay. If not today, tomorrow. So when you see that, okay, people are willing to pay, good. If people are using it, but as soon as the money came into picture, they'll just start signing off or logging out and not using the product, then maybe it was not worthy enough. Yeah, so I think that's how you decide. You can add on your points.
I think we've kind of discussed the entire spectrum, when
Yeah.
to start, how to start, and how to
Yeah.
pull the plug. I
Yeah.
think we lived the entire cycle
Yeah.
in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Any more questions? Yeah, oh, we have another question coming from there.
How would you manage the need of profits with the need of social responsibility?
Okay,
So-
profits versus social responsibility. That's
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah.
And I thank you for not using the mic and still trying to be loud. We appreciate that. Thanks.
So go first, because okay.
Yeah, so if I hear your question, your social responsibility, right?
Yes,
So,
correct.
see, I mean, to make the business sustain, profits are needed. So basically, I would say both should go hand in hand. Making a business, leave the product which you are trying to sell. You're already doing a social responsibility where you're creating jobs, giving someone livelihood, right? So starting something and making it sustaining is itself first as a step. Already you're doing a social responsibility where you're giving food to a lot. Of course, on the product, it will impact millions of it. Again, it takes everyone has a different thesis altogether. There are like a lot of impact investors who are working to solve problems which are impactful. Some people are talking about the niche, which I would say, like for example, internet was, I would say, started 10 years, even thought about it, right? So that's different, right? But entrepreneur is also already very close being socially responsible, right? So it comes hand in hand. It's my thought. Yeah.
I would just like to add, even at VMake Scholars, we all call ourselves not just for profit. So people ask, okay, what does that mean? Not just for profit. So we say the same thing, that, balancing impact and profit. So see, so let's say, if there is a business call, you're selling a product where you can increase the price because now there are customers. But you feel that the end user, if you increase the price, some may not be able to use it, right? You are still able to meet your cost, you are still profitable. So you don't, kind of become greedy to get more of the profit. So I think that's how you balance. So when there is a business call that, okay, this customer is giving me a revenue, but may not be as much revenue to make me, make more profits or increase my this thing, then you take the call that, okay, it's impact versus profit. If they come, against each other, and that's when you should take the call of, okay, let me balance impact. Let me choose impact. I'm pricing this person, but I'm pricing him only enough which he can afford, he can pay, and he can still use my product. So that's what we mean when we say not just for profit. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I mean, due to paucity of time, Q&A, but all of them are available, so you can always go back and listen to them. Thank you so much for the fabulous discussion.
Thank you, thank you.
And I'm pretty sure all three of you enjoyed playing the role of a student, looking at it from that
You
lens.
made us feel younger.
Huh?
You made us feel younger.
Oh yeah, thank you. Careful when you go down the steps. Right, so to felicitate this beautiful panel, thank you so much. You did a fabulous job. I think you surely came prepared, and that did show in the kind of questions you asked. Thank you so much. I would like to invite on stage Mr. Sashi Reddy, founder and managing director of Sri Capital, to please join us on stage. One thing that I want to mention about this gentleman walking up on stage is he has been the first investor in over 50 technology companies in the US and India. Okay, he's been the first investor and in India, and he just not walk in just to give the certificates, but he also has a few questions to the panel. So please, all yours.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Such a great audience. What I wanted to ask actually, because I saw from the panel that you guys didn't tell your story, and I had a chance to talk to you both yesterday evening. So, I'm in a lot of events so I know a lot about software and tech entrepreneurs, but what impressed me the most was that both of you guys are completely doing offline things. So if you could say like 2 minutes about that, we have like a lot of interest. I know I heard you speak, Damani, but Vijendra and Srikanth. Yeah.
Thanks, Srikanth. So, I met most of them during the 2 days. So, to just summarize when we started off with our journey, we realized that a lot of people in India are consuming the water from bottled water, right? The 20-liter cans. And that's not a safe way of consuming water. I would say 70-80% of India. So we saw that that is not the thing, and health also was getting screwed. To solve this, we came up with an idea where we install a water filter free of cost to the user, and the user per liter basis, right? So they can remove their water cans. Instead, they can install Drink Prime, and then it's an IoT solution where people kind of recharge it. It's kind of a pay-per-use model where you just pay for how much you consume, and then it comes to out that you'll pay much more less than even a water can which you're paying currently, right? So we have more than 2 lakh households and scaling up this business. On it from last 8 years and scaling the business.
Okay. Thank you, Vijendra. Actually, so that's an example where, you can make big money from selling water, filtered water. So opportunities are everywhere. It's for you to find them. Srikanth?
Yes. So for me, the idea of Be Better, we are a consumer healthcare brand selling health supplements. So this came from a personal mishap where I broke my back and I was on the bed for like 2 months. That is when I started reading more about health and what I was eating and what is available, etc. Right? So it started from a personal need, and this idea checked the other boxes that I had, like the large market, etc. So, and that is when we started, okay, India needs a safe supplement brand, and that is what to build. And been at it for the last 5.5, 6 years, and pretty soon taking the company public. And yeah, so the journey has been fantastic. So,
thank you, Srikanth. All three, like amazing stories. Dam, you want to say anything?
No, I think everybody
Okay.
And to the students, right, I just have one word to say, right? Starting up in college has its own benefit, and one of the biggest benefits is finding your co-founder. So colleges are one of the best places to find your co-founders. So I think he found his co-founder in college. I found my co-founder in college.
I did too.
So So that's it, right? So you have your answer. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sashi Reddy, for joining us. Thank you so much to all the panelists. Thank you so much, Lalit. It's so nice to see the confluence of people who've been there, done doing it, and somebody who aspires to create something valuable. Fabulous. Lovely having you here. Thank you. So, next up, in Nizamabad, not just in Nizamabad, not just in Telangana, in India, if we have to talk about, no, across the world, if you have to talk about entrepreneurship, I think across the world, there will be one name for sure. And then, I'm talking about our very own Mr. Fanindra Sama. So, Funny bhai. Oh, there he is. Okay. So when you're talking about entrepreneurship, how can you not hear it or hear his version on how do we go ahead and do hands together. This time I did not read your introduction, so that's a good change. So I'm a quick learner, am I not? Please put your hands together for Fanindra Sama.
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Come on, get up, yeah. I'm giving you a chance to just get up and like move your legs and hands. Who wants to see? Okay. So how many of you are student entrepreneurs here? How many of you are entrepreneurs here? Okay, how many? Okay, fine. Okay, so I've been given only 2 minutes. They'll pull me out of the stage in 2 minutes. I'm wondering what to do in 2 minutes, but can you all help me? I want to know what has stressed you in the last maybe 1 month. Quickly, whoever wants to talk, we just have 2 minutes. The last 1 month. You can be brief, just tell what it is. Can we pass a mic there? Then mic, yeah.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
So how to find a great mentor? That's
What? Sorry?
How to find a great mentor?
Oh, finding a mentor has stressed you.
So how to avoid that?
Okay, got it. Because we don't have time. Just like a one-line sentence. Okay, it may be your personal life also. What has stressed you? What has made you stressful in the last 1 month?
Business organization structure and also a sheer focus of what to build.
Sheer focus on what to build.
What to build, like.
Okay, great. Next. What has made you stressed? Okay. Quick, the next person also please raise your hand while the mic goes there. Who wants to say what has stressed you?
Hi, Funny.
Okay.
Choosing between two things, decision making.
Decision making.
Yeah.
Between two things.
Yeah.
Okay. Which, okay, what, okay, Manish. Yeah.
Making.
Decision making, okay.
College ERP softwares.
Uh-huh.
ERP softwares in colleges.
ERP software.
Course registration and everything sucks.
Sorry?
Course registration, everything that, it just doesn't work.
ERP not working, ERP is not working and that is giving...
It doesn't.
Okay, great. Okay, Naikji.
Yeah, hypoglycemia because of excess in home. If I'm not at home, I'm a little worried.
Okay, the real health problem is giving you a stress. Yes. There's one in the last bench. Usually the last benchers don't speak. They want to say something, so we should take it there.
Hair fall.
Hair fall. Wow, give me a big clap. Great, thanks. Thanks for being honest. Yeah. No, yesterday, many people in the audience will know, yesterday I was very stressed with my hair, the way it looked, right? So much so that somebody wanted to take a photo. I was saying, let's take tomorrow. My hair is not good today. But anyway, okay, thanks. The reason that I was asking you this thing is, okay.
Sorry, but one last thing. This is not just for the last 1 month, but for quite time is sustainability and the future of the further generations.
Okay, future of humanity,
Yes,
and that we are not living sustainable. Okay, good. Yeah, thanks. And the thing that I wanted to say is, see, all of us want to be successful, right? We want to build these large companies, or, okay, some of us may not want to build large companies or build any company, but we are working somewhere. But we want promotions in that organization. We want to grow. We want to be successful. All of us have that aspiration. How many of us don't have that aspiration to be successful, to grow? None of us, right? There's just no hand here, right? So, because I have only 2 minutes, now only like 20, 30 seconds, the day is, you know what stops us from achieving all these things that we want to achieve? What stops us? That I want to be a manager in my company and something is stopping me from becoming a manager. What is that is stopping me? Yourself, right? I would say it is see, what stops us is our threshold of stress, right? What stresses us is what limits us. That is the place where we stop. Let's say you become a team lead for 5 people, right? You're managing these 5 people, you go back home, and then you tell your wife or parents or whoever it is saying, today I had a bad day, this guy doesn't listen, that guy doesn't do the project, this guy takes me, right? You're very stressed managing 5 people. Will your boss become a manager and manage 50 people? Will he tell you that? When you're stressed managing 5 people, will your boss come and tell you, okay, now you become a manager and manage 50 people? Will he tell you that? There's just no way, right? So what we have to do, if we have to be successful and grow, is increase our threshold of stress, right? Like yesterday, my hair was stressing me for some time, right? Then later I said, hey, I just don't care how I look, right? I want to be known by my deeds. Then I said, okay, fine, doesn't matter. Whoever wants to take photo, come take the photo with me, right? So there are some of these things, once we tell ourselves, right? I'm not going to let this stress me. And that's where we grow further, right? In business, let's say you want to set up a big coffee chain. You all know, like Coffee Day, Third Wave Coffee, Starbucks, and so you want to set up something like that, right? You start with the first store and all things are going wrong. Electricity not there, washroom not clean, this and all. You will never be able to set up these 5 stores, hundreds of stores, in Starbucks case, in multiple. You'll just be restricted to one shop. So please, the first thing that you have to do when you all want to be an entrepreneur, or even otherwise, is be very mindful of what, right? If you can build an attitude where nothing stresses you, you'll really become very, very successful. You'll really become very successful because everything else can be bought. You don't know how to write software, you can get a software guy. You don't know how to do marketing, you can get a marketing guy. You don't have money, you have Shashi Reddy, an investor, right? But if you are fearful, oh, I don't know, this company will work, not work, this idea will work, not work, oh, this guy is not coming, nobody can help you. That's the only can help you. If you're not smart, you can hire smart people. You don't even need smarts. What you need is courage. What you need, the courage comes when you're stress-free, when you're fearless, right? When you're fearful, you're stressed, right? So in 2 minutes, the only message I really want to give you is, please practice being fearless, right? All the big, large companies or big CEOs, they are to a large extent fearless. They don't have fear in them, right? So, you know Ola? How many of you know Ola? All of you know Ola. How many of you know the founder of Ola? Bhavesh. Right? He's an amazing guy. He set up like 3 companies which are worth more than like 10,000 crores in a short period of time, right? In a very short period of time, Bhavesh. So somebody asked him, hey, when he was setting up this scooter manufacturing, somebody asked him, hey, you wanted to build a car, but Elon Musk may come and like start manufacturing cars here and he'll compete with you, he has better technology and all. Right? It was a real threat. I was watching his interview on TV and like without blinking his eyelids, he just said with a lot of conviction, okay, fine, if he comes here, I'll go to US and then come, right? It's just not a statement. It is coming with deep conviction within him, and that is coming because he is fearless. Right? He's saying everything is possible. I am not scared because Elon Musk is coming here. But I see many entrepreneurs. So the first step for you to become really successful is to practice fearlessness. I'm saying practice fearlessness because it is practice. It is not something that we are born with. If you practice it, you get it. Yeah? Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. From somebody who surely has walked the path long enough. Okay, so now it's time for the next panel. The sector that everybody has their eyes glued onto. I'm talking about how do we IT ships in Bharat. And for that panel, we have as moderator, Mr. Vineet, PK Ventures, a startup investment platform supporting early stage entrepreneurs with over 20 years of experience in technology and venture building. He has played a key role in mentoring and scaling up startups, a strong advocate for innovation and entrepreneurship. Vineet continues to drive impactful ecosystem growth. Absolute pleasure to have you here. This is going to be interesting. Please, please. Joining us in this panel, we also have Mr. Karthik Tumu, founder, LiveSit. He's the founder and CEO of a construction technology startup established in 2021. He holds a bachelor's degree from IIT Kharagpur. Before founding LiveSit, he served as a CEO of Earth Design and is currently a board member of Elemental Reality. Under his leadership, LiveSit has developed AI-integrated SaaS solutions to enhance project completion efficiency for contractors and modular manufacturing. That space surely needs this help. Lovely having you here. And joining us is Mr. Anji R. Maram, founder and CEO of Critical River Inc., established in 2014 to deliver excellence in technology services, an alumnus of UCLA Anderson, BITS Pilani, and the University of Louisiana. He holds degree in business administration, computer science, mathematics under his leadership. Critical River has become one of the fastest growing private companies in the US for 4 years now. Passionate about innovation and leadership, he fosters a culture, I love the word culture, of empowerment, driving high performance teams and impactful technology solutions. I think it is a power-packed panel, and I hope we will be able to catch something and go back and implement. Stage is all yours.
Hello. Check, check. Hello. Hello.
Perfect. All yours.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Harish. I think that was a great interaction that we have, and it has been a long day for each one of you, and we have a session here. It's about, the context here is scaling IT in Bharat. Ideally, it's the rest of Bharat, and for that I have two ideal candidates here. Both of them have set up companies across the globe. Anji Maram, you have actually set up companies in US, Manila, India, and Asia Pac, whereas Karthik, you had actually set up in US and in India, right? So both of them, and yours is a startup, was actually very recently, and is on a path to get
problems, Chief. Absolutely. All yours.
Okay. All right, Vinil, it's all yours now.
Oh, no, I think basically the first question to both of you was, what is your criteria in figuring out where do you set up your operations?
Anji, you want to go? In my case, because we're a product startup, I typically look for skills. We're a product startup, typically I look for skills. Where is the ecosystem for skills that is available in my construction tech space? In US, I had to evaluate a lot of things. In India, obviously, Bangalore is a better ecosystem, but because my affinity towards Hyderabad, we chose that way. So skills takes the precedence over everything. Second be the financial ecosystem or investor ecosystem. But the first skills comes to my goal.
Yeah, I'll just give a quick overview of what we do, right, as a context, because we are a technology services company. That's how we started. And we are a self-funded company. We have grown to like close to 1,000 people company. Scale in top people. But one of the consistent thing that we always have issue is right people, right mindset people, right cultured people is very, very important for us. It's very tough to find those people with right mindset and right attitude. That's what we continuously struggle. That's what stresses us almost all the times. So I think, whether it is a tier 1 or tier 2, finding those kind of people is very, very important for us. But in cities, in tier 1 cities, with so much population, so much options for people, naturally, I think we all have to figure out a way to find that problem, find a solution for that problem, basically. So I think most importantly, one of the big thing that we always struggle is to find the right culture, right mindset people. That's what we look for. Yeah.
So if I heard that right, I think there are two things that I can hear here. One is the right skill, and the second one is the right culture. And if you put it right, you can actually find it anywhere. Right? And the country is evolving wherein I think culture is already there in tier 2. It's a skill that needs to be built. Great. So I think I'd like to kind of put this to you, Anjigaru. See, the outsourcing industry transition in the last few decades, it has gone on to migrate from US to tier Hyderabad, Bangalore, Delhi, and now it has crossed over 3 billion in revenues. And software innovation, there's a lot of in startups, there's so much innovation happening in startups, but mostly confined to tier 1. How do you see either of these things transitioning into tier 2?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll take this one first, yeah. So if you look at it, the technology innovation is evolving, right? The need for right people is more and more now. It's very, very evident. The evolution happened in India, mainly in services area, and was very, very different. Now in India, there is a huge market that is created even within India, the customer base. And there is huge startup ecosystem here. And even as companies, solutions companies like us, where we focus on enterprise applications data, we also have an opportunity to create ourselves a very, very differentiation by creating some products and solutions that will help our customers, and then it will create a niche to go to market for us. In this space, we need a lot more talent now. But again, my basic thing goes to, again, the people with skills, obviously, right? Skills is needed. More than skills, I think any entrepreneur wants people with the right mindset and who can fit into the company, who can fit into the culture, and then do the right things. So I think with a lot more risks in tier 1 cities, I think tier 2 cities can play a huge role, especially tier 2 cities that are very close to tier 1 cities in proximity wise, and with the right infrastructure, and with the right startup ecosystem, and with the right universities around the tier 2 cities, and with some of the organizations like Kakatiya Sandbox, and supporting these students into the ecosystem, I think all these are there. I think those kind of tier 2 cities have a higher, succeeding in creating hubs, creating talent, and bringing a lot more companies like us into these cities. I mean, that's briefly what I can answer, yeah.
So if I heard that skill again and access to the tier 1 cities seems to be one of the, and Karthik,
I think what briefly the university towns, I think good university, good education is the basic bone for creativity and curiosity. I'm sure, I know a lot of startups coming out of from alma mater in KGP, Kharagpur itself, who have incubated there and a lot of good ideas came in. So I think what you're trying to do here in IIIT and obviously supported with initial seed capital, that would be a great way to incubate good talent, I think. Good set of people with good capital or resources to go after.
again, I think to the students again here, it is the skill and the education institutes that actually matter in order for these companies to come here, right? So, as a follow-up to that, how do you guys think Nizamabad fares in what you're looking for? And in short, what does it take for you guys to come set up your operations in Nizamabad?
Looks like you are signing companies here. Raju Reddy gave the task to you.
That's one of my tasks here now.
Okay. So I mean, I think I answered this briefly in my previous response, right? So I think Nizamabad being very close to Hyderabad tech hub, and then stay here in Basra. And I think thanks to Raju Reddy and Fanish kind of people who have taken initiation in setting up the ecosystem where they are incubating the culture of technology, training, entrepreneurship. All these things are, very, very great things. And of course, I think the infrastructure also is being created here. So Nizamabad has a very, very high potential. Even a year back, we kind of looked at having something here. I think it hasn't materialized. I think soon we may have some conversations and figure out a way to, advantage of the ecosystem created here, take advantage of the untapped talent, especially with the right cultured mind, is what I think very, very attractive. And then there's all these, even for critical labor or any companies, to come and then take advantage of all these things, basically. Yeah.
So early stage, I want to scale at a scale, or if you want good ideas, good product companies to come in, it is more to do with skills and seed funding associated initial stage. But if you want to scale, you need to attract talent from across the country. And I briefly touched upon with you, Odisha has 17 airports, Chhattisgarh has, Telangana is the only one which has 1 airport. So I don't think without a good connectivity, you can attract great talent other than the local talent. And so that I think, if you really, I think Nizamabad has great settings right now with investor network, you have an entrepreneurship cell, you have a great university here, maybe Horn better, but I think without connectivity, I don't think you can talent pool.
So if I heard you right, I think, Anjay, you're ready to sign up with K-Hub right now. And you're waiting for the airport to come in so that you can set up your center here. But otherwise, I think these are great companies here and there's a lot of opportunity for them to leverage Nizamabad as an operations center. That is awesome. So on a last question that I would have, obviously, with all the right ingredients that are present in Nizamabad, right? So what steps you think we can take in order, either from the governments, the education institutes, or in fact from the students, so that this can be a sustainable and thriving IT ecosystem here?
I think I'll probably bring a couple of points here. So one is, I think, when we try to look at some of the right trainings that are needed for companies to leverage the talent immediately is very, very important. that can be done from the college itself, whether it is a new technology, whether it is anything, right? So if you have that kind of training, for example, we always need right people, centric mindset, and very data centric. I mean, if they translate into skills, right Python, right SQL, if those are kind of trained at the early stage in the college, I think there is a high chance that, you know, some companies like us can leverage. That means somebody in Nizamabad can take that initiation, like having that kind of training curriculums. And in correlation with some organizations like Kakatiya Sandbox could be, right? That is number one. Number two, I think I always believe, I know I stress on this attitude and culture many times because we all think common sense or mindset is very easy to do. But if it is inculcated into students' mind from the beginning, like college days, then I think they will have right mindset as they come out of the college. I think as part of the curriculum or as part of additional training curriculums, if that can be kind of inculcated, but I think if they can plant some seeds around those, of value. The third thing is having a right anchor for any company to start something is very important. That means having a right initial leader, either who is from local region, who want to settle here, is very important for any one of us to be successful, basically. I think if there is a way where some local communities or groups can provide those kind of people, because it's tough to hire those people from the market and all, right? Because we cannot bring people from Hyderabad or some other places and have them stationed here because they have their fund, everything set up there. But if somebody is here who is willing to grow and then are willing to invest and then grow them. I think the fourth point I would like to mention here is, right, I think during these K-Hubs, during these entrepreneurship programs, it's very important to bring the entrepreneurship mindset from the college and even in the companies. See, I'll tell a story, right? I mean, Jaipur is a city where there was no software talent in the past. But somebody started a Salesforce services company in Jaipur. And now Jaipur became a Salesforce. When somebody started a company like 15 years ago, and then that company produced a lot more engineers, produced more entrepreneurs, naturally those people who came to a stage where they can start their own companies, they started their own companies in Jaipur. And then it became a good talent hub for certain skill, basically. Similar for companies who are starting businesses here, or for universities, or training programs, I mean, putting seeds of entrepreneurship, putting seeds of, taking that ownership, taking that commitment, taking the right execution is very important for to grow their market, their talent hub. I mean, that's the way I kind of do. I think if, of course, it could be association, it could be organization, it could be government. If they can take some initiation, I mean, people like us can give time very happily and then do the mentorship and then help, right? But somebody here has to drive those. I think overall, I think I can kind of summarize these are the things can be done from city standpoint, whether it is government, whether it is any association. I took a long answer because there is a lot of time here. This is the last question, that's why I took a lot of time, but that's how I kind of summarize basically, yeah.
So if I heard that, if you have that anchor person coming in, wanting to stay in Nizamabad, that could be the route of actually building the whole ecosystem here, right? Wonderful. Anything to add from your side?
Yeah. So I'll not be brief because of time, I guess. So I think we, with Fanindra Sama, with Mr. Raju Reddy, and a lot of Nizamabad entrepreneurs, I think you have some anchors here. If I remember the IT revolution, one of the things that happened at that point, I think we also have to credit a bit to Chandrababu Naidu in terms of number of engineering colleges he opened in just that point. He just created the mass public or the resources that have to be put in place, right? So at the end of, you have IIT, you have Triple IT, you have this, you have so many things going on. One is talent pool, one is other connectivity, and more importantly, there will be some outliers who will come out, who will form this ecosystem, will be the pioneers in creating ecosystem, and hopefully that will come out of someone from Nizamabad actually has to do it initially, and then this ecosystem will build in. So I think that's the path. I think there is no magic. This has been repeated everywhere from Palo Alto to here. So it has to be done. Just that I think few of the very interesting people here, if they do it, I think it will be successful. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. I think it looks like we seem to have all the right ingredients. We have the successful entrepreneurs like Mr. Raju Reddy Garu, Funny, and the ecosystem that they have actually, the platform that they have created is going to be an enabler for future. And it's a platform that is available for all the students that are here. And what you heard from both the entrepreneurs here is really the right skill and the right culture. That's the only thing that is needed. So it's an opportunity for you to go capture it and make Nizamabad your base. And so that we can get great companies like you to come stay in Nizamabad, build your operations here. With that, I'll actually open it up to audience for any questions that you have.
Right. So, any questions coming our way? Right. Whoever, I mean, we will take it back to the person who said hair fall is causing stress. It's the other way around. It's stress that causes hair fall. So, okay. Any more questions? Anybody? I know post-lunch sessions. Now we are post-tea. I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of questions coming your way once you step down. So now I would like to invite on stage Mr. Sai Kiran Chanda from Sai Space, one of our sponsors, to felicitate our panelists present here talking about how do we scale IT in Bharat. A very insightful discussion. Thank you so much, and a big thanks for sticking to the time limits. It surely made it so much more easy for all the organizers at the back end to manage things. Okay, so all the people in the room, I want all of you to stand up and come to the front, first 2 rows. Everybody, quick. No questions asked. Everybody in the room, stand up, move to the front 2 rows right now. Everybody, quick. Everybody moves to the front 2 rows right away. Quick, stop dragging your feet. Thank you so much. Lovely meeting. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want all of you to very quickly come closer. The front 2 rows are yours for now, because the next 15 minutes is going to be very interesting, because the story that we're going to be discussing is something that can move mountains, or scale mountains rather. Okay, so all the volunteers, quick. Only the front 2 rows, no one else. The volunteers in yellow, in blue, whoever you are, walk in closer. The front 2 rows are yours for now. To all our friends standing there, you could also come and settle in. So the next 15 minutes are very special, because I get the opportunity to talk to a friend of mine who has achieved above and beyond what anybody could humanly fathom. She literally scaled mountains. Not the figurative ones, but the literal ones. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as I invite on stage Purna Malavat. Timer, give me 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes on the timer, please. Thank you. Oh, acha. So Purna is saying taking the steps is for jujubes. You want me to hop onto the stage? I could do that. Come. Check. There you are. Okay, so to all the people who are listening, you can start the timer, please. So all the people who will listen to this conversation, it will look as if we are taking off from where we left the last time. Mana discussions vanni alage untadi. Yesterday's story that we heard from Purna, we know what you have been through. Thanks to the movie, a lot of us know what the story is. But what I want to ask you is, when you were scaling Mount Everest, you were the youngest. Okay? So there is nobody before you who has done that in that age. Okay? Was that a pressure on you, or because you were the first, you had no expectations, so you just went with it? Mind lo etla unde ekketappudu?
First of all, a very good evening, everyone. Very happy to share my experiences in front of you, especially in Nizamabad after a long time. So basically, at that age, I don't know that I am going to be the youngest in the world. That is We don't know. Even my coach doesn't know, even I don't know. We, our expedition aim is to impact and inspire many more youngsters and school students of social welfare residential schools. So we wanted to inspire them through this, Mount Everest expedition. So that purpose we have started the training and expedition, and I climbed Mount Everest for that purpose. So, but yeah, honestly, I don't know. Maybe if I would have known that I'm going to be the youngest in the world, maybe a bit nervous or something would have been. Yeah.
Nice. So I think the biggest learning for all of us is stop thinking about whether you're the first or the second or the third. It just adds to the pressure. It surely does not translate into performance. She did not allow that to play in her head, and you know what she did. Okay. Yesterday you also spoke about mind and body being present at every point in time when you're scaling, you're going up, coming down. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because that will be a great takeaway for us.
So generally what happens, I have a very good experience in my life till the day. Before my Mount Everest expedition, or before I started mountaineering this thing, I was a student and I don't have any dreams, but I had a dream that wanted to become a police officer. I didn't know that, specializations like IPS, IAS, like whatever the categories. I don't know, but I just wanted to become a police officer because everybody gets scared when we look the police officer. So that's why even I thought I wanted to become, a big a police officer like that. So, like that, sorry, I missed.
No worries. So what I was asking was...
Yes. So, mind and the body has to be present. When we were in school, generally my teachers used to tell us, every one of us, even I was like, a very a funny girl in my school, backbencher student. I used to make noise. At the same time, I'm a good student. Like I'm a good learner, a good student. But still, I do very funny things, and I didn't focus. Like mostly, I take everything is light. Ho jayega. And generally, I've seen many of my friends. They are like somebody when somebody tell them why you are doing this, you should not do this. It will not happen with you. You can't do this. So there are many people, especially the background, the place I came from is much more. Like, chinna pillavi, oka aada pillavi, why you want to do? You are a girl, you can't do this. You are not the person to do this. So these kind of things will happen, these kind of words we will listen from the surrounded peoples. So at that moment, I think being a mentally stable person and focused person, we need to do, I think we used to practice meditation, yoga every day, and that made us to be focused, very much focused on what we do in our life. So that we can't, divert our mind. And I'm the girl, like, many people will, tell me, Purna, why you want to do this? See, I'm going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro for the third time next month. And many people are asking me why you want to do it for third time.
And my aim is something different. I wanted to climb Mount Kilimanjaro is from every route, every different route. So my aim is clear. Why should I, divert my mind? Why should I disturb mentally for someone's word? So I'm clear. So I think that mental stability is very important. And physically,
obviously, we have to live young. So for that, we need to do a physical fitness. So whatever we do in our life, physical presence, mental stability is very important. I know everyone is entrepreneurs and founders, chairmen, so you know better. This is what I've learned from my 10 years mountaineering journey.
Fantastic. So our takeaway is your mind and your body has to come together, right? If you're physically there, mentally not there, it does not work. Or at least in this line, if you're mentally there, but physically if you're not fit, it surely does not happen. Okay, now, lot of people they talk about scaling, but tell me, how was it to come down? Because it's the same distance you have to come down as well. So once you go there, you spend your energy, you hold that tricolor, you feel great, but then you see you need to come down the same distance. How did you process that? How was the journey down for you?
So, as I said, going up is difficult, but coming down is more difficult part in mountaineering. So, coming down is also from the same way. We will come back in the same way. There is no shortcuts in mountains. So, as you go, same route we have to come back. But most of the accidents will happen while we come down because of the excitement of summit that we have conquered something like big in our life. So that excitement and the tiredness will make us for the accidents. So for that, I think, but descending down will take less time comparing to going up, because going up will take more time because we have to acclimatize well. Our body has to adjust in that minus degree temperature, minus 30, 40 degrees temperature, and the altitude. As we go high, the oxygen levels will go down. So we need to catch that, the rhythm, or we need to adapt that altitude and everything. So our body has to accept that altitude and temperature. So we have to be very careful while going up. And we used to stay 2-3 days in each camp. So that's why it will take a long time to reach the summit. But coming down, we don't need to stay in any camp. We will skip one camp between, and will come down within 2-3 days. Okay. So that's how it happens.
Very interesting. Okay. So I hope all of you are able to see the parallel. Once you go to the summit, a lot of people, out of the excitement, kind of lose track while coming down. And in the startup ecosystem, we've seen so many people after the first round of funding, they kind of lose track. So I think that's a great parallel. Thank you so much, Purna. Now, it's not just Mount Everest. I mean, you've scaled all the tallest peaks in every continent. I'm pretty sure there must be one experience where you felt, I am done, I am dead. You've gone closest to that, and thankfully you are back. So how was that experience for you, and what did that teach you?
Honestly, that kind of situation I never faced. Maybe God grace and blessings of you all, my mother, father, everyone's blessing I can feel. There was not that kind of situations, but I faced a very bad weather conditions during my Mount Denali expedition, and that was my 7th summit, Alaska country lo undi. So that's North America continent highest mountain.
What's the name of the peak?
Mount Denali.
Denali.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is a 6,000 meter peak, and it is one of the most difficult and challenging peak. I can say more challenging than Everest, because for me Everest was challenging because I climbed at just 13. And Mount Denali is something special. They don't allow porters to carry any luggage, bag, or whatever we have of food, equipments, whatever. We need to carry each and every single item, every single thing our own. Almost 40 kgs of 40 kg of weight we have to carry in our rucksack, and we have to pull the sledge. So that is a very difficult part. Doesn't matter how tired you are once you reach the camp. Once you reach the another camp, it doesn't matter. We used to walk almost 6 to 8 hours it will take to reach from one camp to another camp. And definitely we become so much tired, and we need to change our dress, socks, everything, and we need to change, freshen up. And then it doesn't matter really. We have to pinch our own tent. We have to pinch our own tent. We have to cook our own. Everything, each and everything we have to do our own. So that's why it was most challenging. నేను ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసినప్పుడు ఐ యూస్ టు జాగ్ కాదు కానీ వాక్ విత్ లారీ టైర్స్ ఐ టైర్డ్ కట్టుకొని వెనకాల ఐ ప్రాక్టీస్డ్ హియర్ టు get easier in mountains. So that's how difficult that mountain. But I was very close to the summit at last day, almost 2 hours just away from the summit. I can't see because weather got changed. Suddenly weather got changed. Morning it was very nice, sunny, no wind. It was very nice day. But suddenly weather got changed, snowfall started, there was a chance of storm. Many people who already summited and coming back, they suggested us you should not go to the summit, please go back, weather is very bad. They suggested, and even our guides who was with us, they also asked us, let us go back. Then, you know, how painful it is. I think, I don't say it is a failure, but I learned something in my life, how to take this thing. So, it was very difficult and painful to come back from that close moment. But we came back. You know how much the efforts I put to climb that mountain, the money and the time, everything is gone. But I was only thinking of my life. Nenu ee roju batikunte, mountain will be there only. Thousands, hundreds of years, thousands of years. If I'm alive, I can come again and climb the mountain, the same mountain. So I came back, entire team came back in 2019. Then immediately next COVID has happened. And 2022, I again went to climb that mountain. So finally I made it. And I had a great weather.
That's the story. Many times when we start, the weather is very good, the market is very good, but the minute you get in, somebody sneezes in the US and the entire world catches a cold. That happens. But the idea is to go back again and conquer that. I just have 2 minutes. One last question. How do people who are along with you impact your journey?
So, they are very nice people actually. Mountaineers are great.
Right. But how does that impact you? Because I'm trying to draw a parallel with when you're working with a team.
Yes, sir.
In our kind of a setup, and when you're working with a team, you're climbing a summit, you're doing that maybe as an individual, but as a team, how does that help you?
I've learned teamwork and I'm the youngest person wherever I go, any mountain. There are the people who are 50s, 45, 40s, 30s. I'm the younger one and still they are very humble. And I can say teamwork is most important in a mountaineering field or any field basically. But in mountaineering, we used to do all together anything, pinch tenting. I can't, I can pinch my own tent, but helping each other is very important in mountains. So that teamwork is very important. That I have learned from mountaineering. And the other thing is, patience is most important, whatever we do in our life, anything. Maybe anything comes a bit late, but we have to be very patient and hard work, of course. And one thing I have learned is from this journey, I'm happy and lucky to have the people who can motivate me and support me. But the interest, that zeal, mujhe karna hai, main ye karna hai, I wanted to do, that interest should come from within. That self-motivation, whenever you get down or whenever you feel low, many people will encourage, but you have to decide, you should motivate yourself, then you can achieve anything. So that self-motivation is important, that I have learned from this journey, from the people around me. I have people, friends from different age groups and from different places, different country, all over the world. Yeah, teamwork is most important.
Thank you so much for talking about humility. One thing, whenever I interact with successful people, I see they are very humble. So my question was, do they become successful and then become humble? But then I got the answer, which is they become successful because they are humble. And I think that's one trait that you have demonstrated. Thank you so much. We'll stick to the time. And wasn't that a pleasure talking to Purna, ladies and gentlemen? Please put your hands together.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Requesting Jayashree Garu to please join us on stage to felicitate Purna Malawat. Please. Music.
By the way, my brother and my mother is here.
Brother and mother. That's the brother who's getting married?
Yes.
Oh, Purna's brother is getting married tomorrow.
No, not marriage, engagement.
Engagement. Acha,
Monday.
Engagement
Yeah.
marriage. Okay. He's getting engaged on Monday, but she still said, "I given a word, I will surely turn up." Please, please, please join us on stage. I hope all of you are able to see the pattern. People choose to celebrate their success with their mothers by their sides. Today we've seen that as a pattern. We have seen 3 people do that. And I think this is a pattern that will stay. And I think that's something that we need to learn as well. Please. Rahul. Thank you so much.
I know Purna summited the Mount Everest when she was 13. I started, I didn't climb, I trekked the Everest base camp when I turned 50. And no. And then once I'm just compared to you, I'm a kindergarten, I'm not a, and then once the bug bites you, you want to go do it again. So I went to Mount Kailash and then I did Gosavi Kund, and just a couple of years ago, when I turned 70, I went back and did Gomukh and Tapovan. But it's not about me, but I can understand when you live through this, when you share a tent with someone, and when you go through all these difficult things, your comfort zone broadens. That's what I noticed in myself. Congratulations, and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Age is just a number.
Absolutely. Nannu chusendiki cheppina mata specific ga. Right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes. It's about the bug. You allow that to bite you and you consistently go back and do it time and again. Thank you so much, Yashiji. Thank you so much, Purna, and congratulations to your brother. You have a mountain to climb. Now that you're getting married on Monday, this is going to be a different mountain. I hope you successfully climb that. Now, it's time for the next Dreams Have No Boundaries. 3 people who are going to be coming on stage and presenting a very interesting story. We all celebrate this building, which is not just a building for a lot of us. It's a milestone. It's a story. It's the foundation stone for a lot of development that's to happen in Nizamabad. Yes, we are talking about K-Hub. We have 3 people joining us on stage to share their stories. We have Akshay Goarkar, Manager K-Hub, Anthony Mario Stephen, Assistant Manager Civil, Young On Corporation, and Mohammad Asin Ahmad. All 3 have played a very important role in giving K-Hub the shape in which it is now and the shape it is going to take in the near future. So all 3 of you, 3 mics. There you go, all yours.
Thank you. Darshan, can you play the video? Audio. Darshan. Good evening, everyone. My name is Akshay. I work as a manager for K-Hub project in Kakatiya Sandbox.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Anthony Mario Stephen. I'm an ex-civil engineer for Kakatiya Sandbox. At present, I am working as a volunteer for this sandbox.
A very pleasant good evening to everyone. Myself, Mohammad Wasim. I am the civil engineer to Kakatiya Sandbox. I am the one handling the K-Hub presently. Thank you.
So let me start with sharing a story of K-Hub. So the story of K-Hub started way before the foundation stone has been laid in the campus. It was started in the minds of our founders Raju Reddy and Fanidra Sama 12 years ago when they started out on a K-Hub. But it was not taken as a shape in the physical shape, but it has taken a shape as an ideal. Next. So why K-Hub? So when we dream about an economic transformation, especially for a region of northern Telangana, which is in a 1/3 of state, cumulatively coming down around 1.5 CR of a population, we want something to be symbolized for a region of northern Telangana. As like you have a statue of unity for a unity and the statue of liberty which symbolize the freedom of USA, we also want something for the North Telangana, and K-Hub will be that economic transformation for the northern Telangana region. And this dream took a shape not just by us, but hundreds of Kakatiya Sandbox well-wishers who dreamt about this project and added a brick into our vision. From there, in October 2018, the idea of K-Hub landed in our founder's email by making it in the beginning of a journey, which is not just as a building of a concept, but built by people for a people, which shares the spirit of collaboration. Everyone connected to a Kakatiya Sandbox, from landholders to a community members, to government officials, employees, beneficiaries, designers, executors, and our donors, has put a vision to it, which we are trying to create here as a K-Hub. That's next. When we build something for a people of North Telangana or a people, it should be also reflect in the way of how we are building it. And then also it should be comes as So when we are building something for a people of North Telangana, it also should be welcome from the people of North Telangana. That's how we designed ourselves for a K-Hub. With this, we are trying to make out whatever the impact we have created over the last decade. We wanted to create 1,000 times in next 100 years within a K-Hub campus. But as every project is in a complex, making out in a K-Hub also was not an easy thing. From finding a right sort of a land to finding out a right architect and a designer who can envision our reality into our design was a very difficult task. And also we want somebody who understands Nizamabad geographically and weather conditionally also very well. And that's how we got our architect, and then from there K-Hub started envisioning. While designing the K-Hub, it was also sustainability also wasn't a major pillar for us. And then we decided to go for an Indian Green Building Council's Platinum Rating Certification, which is the highest rating building certification in India, which makes us IGBC Platinum Rating building for a campus. But let me tell you, K-Hub is not just a building. It represents a dream of a development, a dream of an empowering individuals, and dream of an innovation, a dream of a growth across North Telangana. It's a place where dreams will take a flight and where minds will build, create, transform ideas into a reality. So with all these aspects, when we complete out on a design, then we were ready for our next challenge, which is executing it. And who better than Stephen, who will explain that part to you. Thank you. This is Akshay.
Yeah, thank you. అక్షయ్, నేను తెలుగులో మాట్లాడుతానండి. ఎందుకంటే ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మేము ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేయడానికి కారణం ఇది. ఫస్ట్ నాకు ఇంటర్వ్యూ తీసుకునేటప్పుడు ఏం చెప్పారు అంటే, ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఫస్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ విచ్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫర్ ద ఐజీబీసీ ఫర్ ప్లాటినం అక్రిడిటేషన్ అనేది. మోస్ట్లీ ఇది తెలంగాణలో రూరల్ ఏరియా మొత్తానికి ఫస్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఉండొచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే ఐజీబీసీ ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఏ సింపుల్ జాబ్ అండ్ చాలా వరకు మనము దాంట్లో కావాల్సిన క్రైటీరియాస్ని మనం మ్యాచ్ చేస్తుండాలా. అండ్ ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ మేము ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ని జూలై 2023లో స్టార్ట్ చేసాము. మేము వర్షాలు రావట్లే కదా అనేసి ఎట్లయినా వర్షాలు లేట్ అవుతాయి కదా అన్నట్టు స్టార్ట్ చేసినాం. సడన్లీ ఏమైందంటే మీకు అందరికీ తెలుసు 2023 ఆగస్టులో వచ్చిన వర్షాలు 50 డికేట్స్ వరకు కూడా ఎప్పుడు రానంత పెద్ద హెవీ రైన్ఫాల్ వచ్చింది. సో చాలా వరకు మేము ఫేస్ చేసాం ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఫౌండేషన్ టైంలో. అండ్ మేము ఎక్స్కవేషన్ చేసిందంతా స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్ లాగా అయిపోయినాయి. వాటర్ మళ్ళీ డీవాటరింగ్ చేయాలి, ఇదంతా చాలా అవుతుండే అనమాట. చాలా ఫేస్ చేసినుండే. దాని తర్వాత వర్షాలు అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మేము నవంబర్లో మళ్ళీ రీస్టార్ట్ చేసాం ప్రాజెక్ట్ని. సో నిజామాబాద్ లాంటి ఏరియా ఇప్పుడు టైర్ 3 సిటీలో ఉన్నప్పటికీ మనకి క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ వర్క్ చాలామంది స్టాండర్డ్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయరు, ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళ ప్రైజింగ్కి మ్యాచ్ అవ్వదు. బట్ వెన్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫర్ ద ఐజీబీసీ 100% మనం క్వాలిటీ చూడాల్సి వస్తుంది. అండ్ ఐజీబీసీలో క్రైటీరియాస్తో మనం డైరెక్ట్గా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. ఆ మెటీరియలే యూజ్ చేయాలి. ఆ మెటీరియల్ యూజ్ చేయాలంటే మనకి నిజామాబాద్లో మోస్ట్లీ మేము చాలా ట్రై చేసినుండే, మాకు దొరకకపోతుంటే తర్వాత మేము అంతా ఇన్లైన్ అయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ మేము ప్రాజెక్ట్ అనేది ఆన్ బోర్డ్ అయింది మొత్తం ఫుల్ ఫ్లెడ్జ్గా. అండ్ ప్రెజెంట్ ఇప్పుడు ప్రాజెక్ట్ వచ్చేసి మనకి 30% అయిపోయింది. నేను ఇప్పుడు ప్రెజెంట్ కాకతీయ శాండ్ బాక్స్తో లేను, అన్ఫార్చునేట్లీ నేను ఇప్పుడు లీవ్ చేసిన అనమాట. ఇప్పుడు నేను ప్రెజెంట్ వాలంటరీగా నేను వర్క్ చేస్తున్నా కాకతీయ శాండ్ బాక్స్కి. ఎందుకు అంటే దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఫస్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ విచ్ ఐఎమ్ డూయింగ్ ఫర్ ద ఐజీబీసీ. ఎవరికి ఈ ఛాన్స్ రాదు మోస్ట్లీ ఐజీబీసీతో ఈ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేయడం. చాలామంది తీసుకోరు ప్లాటినం రేటెడ్ బిల్డింగ్స్. సో నేను ఒక వాలంటరీగా వర్క్ చేస్తున్నా. ఇప్పుడు కరెంట్ సివిల్ ఇంజనీర్ వచ్చేసి వసీం గారు ఇప్పుడు ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ స్టేటస్ ఏంటిది, కరెంట్ స్టేటస్ ఏంటిది అని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఓవర్ టు యూ వసీం గారు.
Thank you, Stephen ji, and thank you, Akshay. So as the both Stephen and Akshay has said, I would like to directly jump into the current status of K-Hub. So most of you yesterday have visited the K-Hub site, right? Is there anyone who did not visit K-Hub site? Please raise your hand. Those who did not visit. Okay. Sir, only hardly 3-4 hands I have seen. So we just had a small video. So most probably we'll take you again to the site. So the K-Hub is not just a small hub or a small campus. It is one emotion. It is emotion of North Telangana and it is the emotion of total nation. Because we are targeting a big hit like IGBC Platinum certification. So this is a hub which includes our nation's pride, our skill, our innovation, our entrepreneurship, everything. So coming to the K-Hub, we have almost done 70% of the work, taking the civil work and structural work. Remaining, we are just getting into the finishes. We have got the secretariat style working space. We have got the auditorium, beautiful auditorium with 150 capacity, where the students can exchange their knowledge. We have got incubation centers. We have got co-working space with 150 cubicles. We have got expo space. So most probably in the next year, the DD in Nizamabad will be at K-Hub. I assure you that. And K-Hub is not just infrastructure or not just a civil structure. As I said, it is bonded with emotions. As we speak, India is the only nation in overall world where we can see unity in diversity. In all over Telangana, you can see only one place with diversity, with innovations, entrepreneurs, and that will be K-Hub. So I grandly say, I proudly say, I honestly say that I am proud you all together are joining us. You all together back of us, and we are just leading the construction. But behind this construction, behind this emotion, that is you people who are giving us the potential, who is giving us the energy to work harder. And you see, as we have faced so many things to get independence, we are facing a very small issues, small natural calamities. But I assure you, on the Republic Day also, to our team management, I assured next Independence Day, August 15, will be held at K-Hub. Like here, now you are feeling the warmth of air condition, like you are feeling the energy light of this lighting, as you are feeling this natural air, like you are feeling this cladding and all. I am feeling the same thing every day at K-Hub. Even though I am far from my parents 600 kilometers, I am far from my wife for 200 kilometers, I am far from my son for 150, 200 kilometers, but still I can feel the joy, I can feel the happiness, I can feel you people, and I can feel the future of India in K-Hub, being in K-Hub, sitting in K-Hub, working in K-Hub. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Nice. Fantastic. I mean, you see the energy that they bring onto the table, and I'm pretty sure you will get to see that in the final structure of K-Hub as well. To felicitate, I would like to invite on stage Manish Jaiswal. Manish Jaiswal, even though now he is the CEO for Deshpande Startups, K-Hub till completion is still his project, right? So congratulations, Manish, for putting together a team that exudes energy and the spirit of K-Hub the way we always visualized it. Music. What a beautiful idea to bring the past, present, and the future together on the stage. Thank you so much. Lovely talking to each one of you. Thanks, Raksha. Thank you. Lovely. Now we have a couple of very interesting videos to be played. Console, are we ready with the videos? Please. There's one more video. Perfect. So that's what you say. That's what you mean when you say serving it piping hot. That was shot maybe a little while back. It has been stitched together and presented already. A big round of applause for the photography team, please. Okay, now we are just 15 minutes late. We started 5 minutes late, so I'm negative only 10 minutes. I think that's bearable. That's something we can live with. So to deliver the vote of thanks, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Praveen Mutiala, head of Kakatiya Sandbox. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together.
Thank you, Harish. So good evening, one and all. So it has been a fabulous day of stimulating conversations, isn't it? And I'm sure each one of us carrying one or two minimum takeaways from this program. So I would like to thank each one of you guys on behalf of Kakatiya Sandbox for attending this wonderful development dialogue on 2025. So I thank all the panelists and moderators for the pertinent conversation that we had today and for translating them into actionable takeaways for us. Special thanks to NC Murthy Garu, Anil Godwani Garu, Srikant Pakala Garu, Vinil Nalla Garu for taking their time out from their busy schedule and joining with us on this Development Dialogue 2025. We are very fortunate to have our sponsors who have been supporting us continuously from many years, and special thanks to Sai Space and Critical River for sponsoring this event 2025. So this entire setup we did last night, but there is one person who visualized this entire setup 2 months before. That is none other than Manish Jaiswal. So he visualized each of the setup, and he also know in and out of our team members. So he has delegated that, not only delegation, and he makes sure that the things happen. Even today morning, 4 o'clock, he is here. So entire 2 months calls and thing. So that is the reason the output is such like this. So thank you, Manish, and all the team members for putting their best efforts and making this program is a huge successful. A big thanks for our founder, co-founder Raju Garu and Fani for bringing all the delegates to here and for their contribution to Nizamabad and expressing their ideas, which helps us in coming months to develop the Nizamabad and other northern Telangana districts. So thank you, Raj Garu and Fani. So, and thanks all other departments. Frankly, they are not here, but other departments of government of Nizamabad. So from police department and other departments, they also helped us to conduct this program, such a beautiful event. And finally, I would like to thank our MC, Mr. Harish. We are fortunate to have you here from consecutive last 3 years, if I am not wrong. So it's amazing host for keeping it very lively and for energizing the throughout the day, especially the second part of the day after lunch. So thank you. So I now request all the organizers come to the dais for photo session. So thank you one and all for making this program as a huge success, and we'll continue to see you in the next year also. Thanks Manish, and thanks team. So I'm not taking the team names as it is a big list, so we will anyhow meet in the evening, so we'll take that in the evening. Thank you. Yeah. So all the team members who are available, please come on dais. Okay, so we'll take the picture.